I care about people. I want to see people happy and see them do well.
Suri Cruise, the iconic Tom Cruise's daughter, has taken a momentous step toward establishing her independence and individuality, and the world is taken aback. But what motivated her to make such a daring move? What impact has her decision had on her relationship with her father? And what is next for her? In this video, we'll look at Suri Cruise's surprising decision to leave her father's shadow, her turbulent upbringing under heavy public attention, the effect of Scientology, and how her relationship with her famous father may never be the same. Stay with us as we uncover all the secret circumstances surrounding Tom Cruise's daughter finally standing up and taking her path. A look at Suri Cruise. Suri Cruise was born on April 18, 2006, and her life has always been anything but ordinary. As the daughter of Hollywood stars Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes, her birth was a worldwide sensation. The heavy media coverage of her life began almost immediately, with paparazzi following her every step. Suri was widely regarded as a symbol of Hollywood royalty during her childhood, living an idyllic existence alongside her famous parents. However, the public's obsession with the Cruise Holmes family extended beyond the gloss and glamour of celebrity life. Tom Cruise's high-profile involvement with the Church of Scientology heightened the fascination. His strong devotion to the controversial faith had long been the subject of considerable scrutiny, and as Suri grew older, people began to wonder how this aspect of her father's life would affect her. Tom's commitment to Scientology was known to have influenced many of his relationships, including his marriages. When Katie Holmes married Tom Cruise in 2006, many people suspected that Scientology had an important role in their relationship. Holmes, a budding Hollywood actress, unexpectedly found herself living in the shadow of the church, and it wasn't long until fractures appeared. Katie Holmes surprised the world by filing for divorce from Tom Cruise in 2012, after 5 years of marriage. The split was abrupt and dramatic, and many believed Holmes's desire to separate herself, daughter Suri, from Scientology played an important role. Holmes was granted primary custody of Suri, and Tom's contact with his daughter appeared to disappear from public view. Rumors circulated about Tom and Suri's growing alienation, with many questioning whether his adherence to Scientology had caused an irreparable schism between father and daughter. Some reports even claimed that Tom's involvement in the religion had resulted in a complete separation from Suri, which was never publicly proven, but spurred endless speculation. Suri gradually faded from the public glare as she grew older, thanks in large part to Holmes's efforts to provide her with a regular childhood away from the spotlight. However, the public's obsession with her never faded. Suri's relationship with her mother and her absent father became a hot topic of conversation. While Holmes and Suri were frequently spotted together in New York City, where they relocated following their divorce, Tom Cruise's absence became more noticeable as time passed. The love story of Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes. To properly appreciate Suri Cruise's life, we must investigate the relationship between her parents, Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes. Their romance began in 2005 and quickly became one of the decade's most talked about celebrity unions. When Tom, one of Hollywood's top actors, and Katie, a young actress best known for her part in Dawson's Creek, became together, there was an enormous media frenzy. Their rapid courtship enthralled the public, with Tom famously confessing his love for Katie by hopping on Oprah Winfrey's couch, an iconic moment in pop culture history. Within a few months, the couple became engaged, much to the pleasure of those who recognized their natural chemistry. Their love appeared to have a storybook feel, with Tom and Katie frequently appearing together, radiating joy and affection. As their engagement progressed, Holmes was introduced to Tom's religion, Scientology, which aroused public attention and concern about how it would affect their relationship. Nonetheless, their love story progressed, and in April 2006, the couple welcomed their first child, Suri. Suri's birth was highly anticipated, and her arrival only added to the media's interest with the Cruise Holmes family. Tom and Katie named their daughter Suri, which means princess or red rose in Hebrew, and represents their strong love and hope for their child. With her birth, the couple appeared to be living the ultimate Hollywood dream. Then, in November 2006, they held a lavish wedding in an Italian castle, attended by family, friends, and A-list celebrities. The elaborate ceremony marked the end of their whirlwind relationship, giving the world the idea that they were the idyllic family. For a time, the Cruise Holmes family seemed to exemplify happiness. Tom's career flourished, While Katie took a break from acting to raise Suri, the pair was frequently sighted on family vacations, with Suri appearing in magazines and tabloids. Her picture-perfect life was depicted through fashionable attire and luxury activities, reinforcing her position as Hollywood royalty from an early age. However, as time passed, reports of a strained relationship surfaced. While everything appeared to be in order on the outside, fractures began to emerge behind the scenes. Many people speculated that the growing influence of Scientology in their families was causing stress. Reports of Holmes drifting away from the faith began to circulate, and insiders whispered that she was becoming increasingly unhappy with the heavy attention and expectations placed on her as a result of Tom's prominent status within the church. As the couple's relationship deteriorated, Katie became more concerned with protecting Suri, taking steps to ensure her daughter's upbringing was more grounded than the public would have imagined. Scientology's role in marriage breakdown. While the world witnessed an perfect family, severe issues were simmering behind the scenes, many of which resulted from Tom Cruise's close relationship with the Church of Scientology. Scientology, a church created in the 1950s by L. Ron Hubbard, advocates the concept that humans are spiritual entities, or thetans, trapped in physical bodies. Followers seek spiritual enlightenment and healing from past traumas through procedures such as auditing. Tom Cruise's commitment to these principles became a defining feature of his persona, influencing both his professional and personal life, including his marriage to Katie Holmes. Katie first appeared to support Tom's opinions. She attended several Scientology events and appeared to love the church's lifestyle. However, as time passed, allegations circulated that Katie was becoming increasingly dissatisfied with the church's beliefs and its influence over their family. Scientology's stringent standards and apparent control over Tom's life were viewed as a source of tension. Katie's reservations were not only about her own discomfort. She was also concerned about the influence Scientology could have on their daughter, Suri. By 2012, tensions had reached a breaking point. Katie Holmes filed for divorce from Tom Cruise 5 years after their marriage, alleging irreconcilable differences. The decision was unexpected, especially for Tom, who was allegedly taken aback by the news. It was reported that one of the key reasons for the split was Katie's wish to keep Suri out of the Church of Scientology. While neither Tom nor Katie publicly disclosed the specific reasons for their divorce, the media eagerly jumped on the story that Scientology had a key role in their split. Katie's quick actions during the divorce, such as moving out of their shared house and requesting full custody of Suri, reinforced these rumors. The divorce was a watershed moment for both Tom and Katie, as well as Suri, who was catapulted into the media limelight. The public grew curious about how the break would influence her relationship with her father, especially given the church's history of harsh requirements for family members who quit the religion. Katie's decision to pursue full custody of Suri, combined with her decision to separate herself from Scientology, indicated that she was intent to raise her daughter outside the church's influence. This decision was a watershed moment in her position as a mother, as she attempted to shield Suri from what she regarded as a potentially dangerous situation. Following their divorce, Katie and Suri moved to New York City in search of a new beginning, away from the high-profile life they had been leading in Los Angeles. The move allowed Katie to regain control of her life and her daughter's upbringing, away from Scientology and its impact on Tom. Katie and Suri established a more secluded existence in New York, with Katie apparently going to great measures to keep Suri out of the spotlight. Suri was once one of Hollywood's most photographed youngsters, with paparazzi capturing every step she made. However, after the divorce, Katie made a concerted effort to keep Suri's life as normal as possible, ensuring that she attended regular schools and engaged in everyday activities free of the harsh scrutiny of fame. In the years since the breakup, Tom Cruise's connection with Suri has been the subject of much speculation. While Tom was known for his commitment to his children, especially his elder children with ex-wife Nicole Kidman, his relationship with Suri looked to deteriorate following the divorce. Rumors circulated over whether Tom's commitment to Scientology had caused a schism between them, with some even claiming that the religion was directly responsible for Tom's inability to maintain a close relationship with his daughter. The religion of Scientology has a policy called disconnection, which urges followers to cut relationships with family members who are no longer members of the religion. Whether this policy applied to Tom and Suri's relationship was never publicly acknowledged, but the paucity of public sightings of the two together fueled conjecture. The effect of growing up in the spotlight. Suri Cruz's upbringing was characterized by a level of public exposure that few could grasp. Her life has been a public spectacle since birth. The paparazzi documented every trip to the park, every family vacation, and even the tiniest of daily routines. As the daughter of Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes, her identity was closely linked to her parents' celebrity. Most children never have to deal with such intense scrutiny, but Suri did. Being the daughter of two Hollywood icons meant that her every move was not only watched, but also scrutinized in tabloids and internet forums. There were disagreements regarding her clothing, friendships, and even her demeanor. The obsession with Suri was intense, spurred by her father's legendary fame and her mother's decision to dissolve the marriage, which added levels of mystery to an already captivating story. As a result, Suri's life became public knowledge, whether she wanted it or not. Following her divorce from Tom Cruise, Katie Holmes tried everything she could to provide her daughter a more quiet life. She relocated with Suri to New York City, away from Hollywood's heavy limelight. Suri attended private schools in the city and participated in everyday activities such as ballet and athletics in an attempt to live a regular life. Holmes has constantly professed her wish to raise Suri apart from the pressures of famous life, doing her best to offer stability despite the situation. Despite her mother's best attempts, Suri was never able to completely escape her parents' reputation. The media's interest in her was heightened by the controversy surrounding Tom Cruise's relationship with his daughter. Reports surfaced stating that Cruise's significant connection with Scientology had caused a schism between him and Suri. As each year passed without any public sightings of the two together, curiosity got louder. This story only fueled public curiosity in Suri's life, as people speculated about the intricacies of her family relationships. Suri's relationship with Tom Cruise following divorce. One of the most pressing questions in Suri's life has always been her relationship with her father. After Tom and Katie divorced, reports surfaced that Tom had grown increasingly estranged from his daughter. Many suspected that this was due to his extensive involvement in Scientology, which some believe has a disconnection policy. This regulation may oblige members to cut links with those who quit the religion, which could explain Tom's estranged relationship with Katie and possibly Suri. For many years, it was believed that Tom Cruise had not seen his daughter since 2012, the year of their divorce. Despite widespread speculation, neither Tom nor Katie have publicly disclosed the nature of his connection with Suri. According to some sources, Tom's Scientology beliefs may have contributed to the gap between father and daughter. This lack of interaction most likely inspired Suri's choice to build her own identity outside of her father's influence, a theme that would later become more apparent with her name change. Why did Suri change her name? The decision to change one's name is not made lightly, especially when the name is as well known as Suri Cruise. So, why did Suri alter her name to Suri Noel? What does this signify? Suri Cruise's need to change her name appears to stem from deeply personal considerations, indicating a transformation in her sense of self as she enters maturity. Suri's adoption of Noel as her surname, which is her mother Katie Holmes' middle name, may indicate a desire to form a deeper link with the parent who has played the most prominent role in her upbringing. Katie has been Suri's constant companion, leading her through life after the highly public divorce and providing a stable, caring atmosphere away from the spotlight of Hollywood and her father's enormous influence. Suri's decision to link herself more closely with her mother through a name change demonstrates how important Katie has been to her sense of identity and well-being. The name Noel holds symbolic significance. It is often connected with Christmas and ideas of renewal, joy, and new beginnings, implying that Suri is ready to embark on a new adventure in her life, one that will allow her to determine her destiny on her own terms. This decision appears to be about more than simply a name. It is a statement about independence, autonomy, and abandoning the expectations and pressures that have surrounded her as the daughter of two extremely renowned people. The name change might represent Suri reclaiming control of her story, stepping out of the lengthy shadow cast by her father's towering popularity and the media attention that has surrounded her since birth. The date of this name change is also significant. Suri recently turned 18, which marks the beginning of legal adulthood. It is a watershed moment in any young person's life, replete with self-reflection, exploration, and the desire to forge a personal identity independent of parental influence. Suri's unique upbringing in the public eye may have made this milestone feel even more significant. Choosing this moment to alter her name indicates a purposeful effort to distance herself from the media persona that has been built around her since childhood. Reaction to Suri's name change. The news of Suri's name change stunned many people, not only because of the change itself, but also because of what it could mean. Fans and media outlets were quick to speculate on the decision's ramifications. Was this a public proclamation of her split from Tom Cruise? Was this a method for her to escape the constant attention she's received her entire life? Or was it merely a show of independence, a rite of passage for someone who has spent their entire life in the spotlight? While Suri has not publicly stated her decision, the name change speaks volumes. Many people saw it as a daring act, reflecting her ambition to emerge from her father's shadow and make a name for herself, literally. Tom Cruise's absence from her high school graduation ceremony sparked suspicion. Why wasn't he present to see such a pivotal time in his daughter's life? Could this absence indicate a deeper separation between father and daughter? It is hard to appreciate the complexities of Tom and Suri's relationship without considering Scientology. For years, the Church of Scientology has been a contentious issue, with many former members speaking out against its methods and regulations, notably the purported disconnection doctrine. Some believe Tom's close links to Scientology influenced his relationship with Suri. According to reports, the church's disconnection policy encourages members to cut links with individuals who have left or criticized the group. Katie Holmes, who removed herself and her daughter from the church following the divorce, could have become a suppressive person in the eyes of Scientology. This makes it impossible for Tom to sustain a connection with either her or Suri. It's worth noting that these are just assumptions, and Tom Cruise has never publicly addressed the allegations surrounding his split from Suri. Nonetheless, the impact of Scientology on his personal life has been a source of debate for years, and it may continue to play a part in his connection with his daughter. What's next for Suri? The world watches with interest as Suri Cruise begins this new chapter in her life. With her name change, she has made a huge step in declaring her independence and creating her own identity. But what's next for her? Suri finds herself at a crossroads, with her entire adult life ahead of her. Will she follow in her father's footsteps and work in Hollywood? Or will she take a completely other path? Whatever she decides, one thing is certain. Suri Knoll intends to live life on her terms. Only time will tell whether she and her father will reconnect. The relationship between a parent and a child is strong, and even after years apart, there is always hope for mending. For the time being, Suri appears to be focused on forging her path, free of the expectations and pressures that have surrounded her since birth. Suri Cruise's decision to alter her name sends a powerful message about identity, freedom, and the complicated realities of growing up in the spotlight. Suri's narrative is one of tenacity, fortitude, and the desire for personal independence, and it will be interesting to see what the future holds for her. If you enjoyed this post, don't forget